Show. That's right. Welcome in. Welcome back, folks, to a Notre Dame saves the season against Louisville, and they enter the bye with a top 15 win at home over an undefeated team that is very, very well coached and that never gives up and fights till the day is long, and that's how long they're going to fight. Edition of the Always Irish Show. As always, you can find the program on YouTube. Do it. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Appreciate it very much. Give the video a thumbs up. That helps Johnny out as well. Notifications on that way you don't miss nothing. Twitter, search bar Always Irish, rat, Always Irishing. Emails alwaysirishindy@gmail.com. Audio only anywhere you want it. You can get it if you don't want to see my face. Nobody blames you for that. How about this? Patreon.com/Always Irish. Former captain, leading tackler Mike Goolsby and myself, Jared Clark. Also, former Notre Dame player in the mix. We got the All 22, the live Monday Night Live Raw streams. We got it all going over there. Thanks for everybody that's there already. Don't forget about Notre Dame Fighting Irish, brought to you by Sports Illustrated. We got articles. Any way you want to cover Notre Dame football, we got you over there. So thanks for being there. All right. Just got done with over 2 hours of the post-game call-in show. And there's some varying perspectives about this football game and about how to react to it and where Notre Dame is now as they enter the bye. And I had some debate about this. I had some arguments with this with people on the phone. Here's where I'm at. Some people could say that I'm playing both sides of this and like, look at you, John. You're standing on the fence there. You got 1 foot over here, 1 foot over here. Pick a lane, whatever. No. Let me explain exactly where I am. I'm going to be crystal clear. Number one, great win. Great win. This is a win you needed. You had to have it. Any chance at the playoff, whatever, the second half of the season to matter, blah, 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 whatever it is. The heat on Freeman and losing 2 games before the calendar turns October and at home and all this stuff, blah, 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 blah. For all those reasons, you needed to get this win over that program, and you did. I am so happy for Freeman. I'm so happy for all these players that they get to go into this bye with this win. Get revenge on Louisville for last year. You get revenge on them. They're a good, tough team. Very well coached. Braum is so underrated. He's a really good coach. Great job. Great job. So, was it squeaky clean? No. Is there a lot to improve on? Oh, you bet. But at the end of the day, they did the task at hand. When Brian Kelly says winning is hard, he ain't kidding. There is nothing easy about this game in this moment or whatever. And Notre Dame rose to the occasion and won the game they needed to win. Good job. Great job. Now, I am capable of thinking and processing more than one thing at a time. And I think most adults with fully functioning cerebellums can do that as well. I am capable of juggling 2 thoughts and analyses at once. So here's the other side of it. Great job today. You saved the season. And Freeman's seat being with flames coming out of it. You saved all that. Your playoff dreams, all of it. You saved the year. Getting this win going into the bye. That being said, being acknowledged and being appreciated, we look nothing like a playoff team, a top 10 team. We do not look anything, in my opinion, we don't look anything like that. That's frustrating to me. I am capable of doing both of these analyses at the exact same time. I am thrilled we won this game. I'm happy we won this game. I'm in a good mood we won this game. I'm happy for the players. I'm happy for the coaches. I'm happy for us. We won this game. And at the same, you saved the season for now. At the same time, we don't play in totality the way I think you need to be a 5, 6, 7, 8 best team in the country, whatever. We don't play that good. We're just not playing that good. I don't know if we're capable of playing that good. We just aren't playing that good. Nowhere near it. Nowhere near it. And it's like, well, what do you mean, John? This and that, whatever. You got off to another horrible start at home. You overcame it, but that doesn't mean it's okay to do it. Because you've done it 3 times in 3 home games now, and one time you couldn't overcome it and you lost. But, like, I'm not okay with that. Top 5 teams they don't end up in a position where at home you're starting off horribly 3 home games in a row to start the year. Like, you don't do that. The special teams mistakes, you don't do that. And so, in totality, we don't play anything like I envisioned, like a top 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 team in the country playing. Like what that quality level of football looks like week in and week out throughout your schedule. I don't see that. We don't play that way. And that bothers me. Now, there's a lot of reasons for it. You know, everybody wants the offense to be more efficient or whatever. And it's like, is Riley Leonard limited? Yeah, he is. But you can't ignore the disaster that has been the offensive line all year. So it's like, how much of this is Riley Leonard's not a good passer or whatever? And, you know, and is the wide receiver talent good enough? And is the new OC calling the right plays? And, oh, by the way, you're on like your 12th offensive lineman because everybody's legs fell off. So there's a lot of reasons this all isn't where I need it to be. But whatever the reason is, the fact is, at the end of the day, we look nothing like playoff game winning teams to me. Maybe you disagree. Maybe you don't. To me, we don't play week to week like I envision a playoff game winning team playing. That's all. That's all. So I am thrilled about this win. You got what you needed. I'm happy for everybody and ourselves that this season lives on through the bye. Your playoff dreams, you have a stretch that should be winnable games coming up after the bye. You need to get help. This team's devastated with injuries. Listen, there's a lot of reasons we're not playing as good as I need us to play. There's a lot of reasons. And so this isn't about me blaming like fire Freeman or, you know, the quarterback sucks or whatever. I'm not here with this scientific study to parse out percentage blame of why this all isn't as good as I want it to be. I'm just acknowledging it isn't as good as I want it to be. And it doesn't look like what I think the top teams play like week to week. We don't play that way. Now, get to the bye, get a lot healthier, take a look at that offense and figure out more ways to more easily move the ball or whatever. Man, it's just, it's a little frustrating. You good job overcoming the slow start after the fumble. And then you had a bad defensive play. You let that guy leak out on the sideline right after the opening fumble. And then they score and it's here we go again. So much for John saying one of the keys to the game is getting off to a good start. You didn't do that. You didn't do that. But good job after that, overcoming it. You went right back down, scored, then you got a turnover, whatever, and you that was an important moment. And there was no quit or like, oh no, here we go again, tail between our legs, we're going to lose. You didn't do that. A lot of fight. Good job. Good job. And so I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy. I'm just saying this team isn't playing as well-rounded, solid, consistent football as I wanted them to at this point. And that's frustrating, but there's a lot of reasons for it. And some of those reasons are avoidable and some of them are not. There's a lot of injuries on this team to key people. Right after you go, oh, Traore's coming into his own. Look at this great young player, whatever. The turf monster gets him. So some of this, I don't know it's not anybody's fault. Some of the circumstances you're in, it makes it really hard to play really, really good football. So those injuries are rough. like the fumbles, you just can't have that. The special teams thing, is it like in our heads now with that special teams thing? Like that's become a trend that I can't live with. Some of the penalties are rough. We just don't play like just tight, complete, clean games that just flow. We don't play that. And the best teams in the country, that's what it looks like most of their weeks. We just don't get that. We're not there yet. Now, a lot of the let's look at some of these stats. Leonard, 17 to 23, 163 yards. Couple touchdowns. There you go. 117 yards rushing. You would like to think Notre Dame would be able to run it better than that. Although I think that their defensive front's pretty tough, but it's just a struggle for us up front to do anything. I want Denbrock to get in there and really look at what's possible over the bye. When you're struggling this much at O-line, do more misdirection. Do set up more slip screens, timings. Got to get more creative when you're buying the 8 ball because your O-line's so banged up and young. $31 carries for 117 yards. You would just like to think you could run the ball for more than that, but hey, you got the win. Now look at this. Look at this number. Is this right? Oh, man. Isaac Brown, 13 for 72, along at 20. What about this Tyler Shoot? Oh, that isn't the full. Okay, I was looking at the Louisville side, and there was a stat that's like cut off the page. There we go. That makes sense. How about their 25-year-old quarterback sidearming that one? How come everybody makes their best plays against Notre Dame? That guy sidearming it, leading the guy perfectly in the back of the end zone. Northern Illinois' quarterback was slinging the ball right into these little openings. Everybody, you play Notre Dame, you're going to play great for some reason. Unbelievable. Oh, man. So, listen, you guys, it's Notre Dame's just in a tough spot. You're really beat up. Your back's against the wall. You can't lose again. This bye comes at a really good time. The bye's coming at a really good time because you are beat up. I feel like those offensive linemen need an extra week to just catch a breath and recalibrate and settle back in. It's been such a whirlwind with the injuries and week to week in the grind. I feel like everybody needs this 2 weeks. Get your health situation, figure out who's healthy and not and whatever and what you could do and gear up for the second half of this schedule. Andrew Gilmore, regular caller on the morning show, he said in his call today, John, I just feel like you can't really even think about that playoff thing. Notre Dame's the type of team that's just playing week-to-week football, and all you could worry about is that moment. I think he's right. Like, I was talking to the callers about 2 different lenses that I view Notre Dame from at the same time when I'm watching them. Is what we're doing good enough to win today's game, today's moment? And at the same time, how does this performance stack up to the teams we would need to beat to get to where we want to get at the top level of the sport? It is fair to do both of those analyses at the same time. Are we playing good enough to win this game in this moment? And how do we look compared to the best teams in the land? And you did a good job winning today, but I just don't think this team has it rolling the way you would if you felt really good about your being a top, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 team or whatever. Notre Dame's just not there yet. Maybe they could get there. Maybe they could get there after the bye, but I'm telling you, these injuries, it's not an excuse, but man, they're banged up. And that plays a role in all this. So, listen, there's some things to not like. Like, you want Notre Dame to not give up some of these runs. They give up too many chunk runs sometimes, and you're mad about it. And you want the Notre Dame passing game. And everything to just look smoother and look easier and go. And like they showed that stat of like first quarter yards for Notre Dame, and then the second and the third, it just kept getting worse. Like, that's not encouraging that your stats, like the yards gained, it goes from like 100 and something to like 17 in the second quarter. Like, you're trending the wrong way. The idea with adjustments is not that you're adjusting to get worse. It's that you adjust and scheme to get better. They got the scores they needed. They pulled it off. We need this bye. My hairline needs this bye. My blood pressure needs this bye. Like, you wouldn't believe, bro. So we all need to bye. Notre Dame needs to bye. This is a tough program win. Top 15 undefeated team, well-coached team, physical team. Tough, hard-fought win. One that this program needed desperately, and you got it. I'm happy for everybody involved, but you got a lot of work to do. If you have dreams of really getting in this playoff and making moves, you got to get a lot better. But for today, really, really good job. You did what you needed to do. Good job.